Hi YouTube, this is We All Juggle Knives with the Almar Mini SERE 2000 folding knife. Yes, 3-inch blade on this. And there is the box that all your Almar knives come in. Right, and it opens very smoothly. VG10 is your blade steel. Made in Japan, classic blade shape, scaled down. Yes, it comes extremely sharp. Very high sharpness. Yeah, I gotta give this an A for sharpness, which is as it should be. A very attractive blade shape. Now this knife is the everyday carry friendly version of the larger SERE 2000 folding knife. It's a very good idea that they scaled it down because, well, the most popular size of blade for EDC, in my experience, like from talking to everyone, it's around 3 to 3.3 inches. There you see very attractive olive drab green handle scales. And you see the texture there, it does give you a good grip. It gives you some purchase. Open pillar construction, you see the stop pin there, beefy liners, right? You see the doorknob style thumb studs, right, with the cutout to get at them. Right there you see the blade centering, and you'll see the pocket clip there, black pocket clip. Opens very smoothly, locks up securely. There you see the lockup. All right, you see the liner there on that interacting with the partial tang. There was no blade play, at least not on the one that I got. Easy to disengage. And there you see it lock up. Yeah, so this knife, it really is very high in quality. I gotta admit, I actually forgot about Almar knives for a while until I did my video on the top tier production folding knife companies, and I busted out my Almar knives, and I said, hey, why haven't I gotten one of these in a while? You know, so I looked around and I found this. You know, you don't hear a lot from Almar knives in recent years due to the passing of Almar. You know, may he rest in peace. But he lives on in these, really, it's a beautiful design. Beautiful design. You know, the larger one of these has been around for decades, you know. In fact, whenever I show my older one, I always get comments from old timers that'll say, you know, I've had that same knife for 20 years. Right? So it really stands the test of time. And the knife seems to have changed color and enlarged. No, kidding. Oh, that was a really bad joke. Please excuse, but there you see the size comparison with the Mini and the full-size folding SERE 2000. Now keep in mind, the larger folder itself is actually the folding version of a fixed blade. There is a fixed blade version. It's a fighting fixed blade. It's designed as a fighting blade. The folder is really for those times where you're either not allowed to carry a fixed blade or it's just too inconvenient to carry the fixed blade, right? So what we have is a miniature version of a classic fighting folder, right? Going to be super convenient. You can see there from the size comparison, the Mini is going to be much easier to carry. I mean, it's very pocketable, great for everyday cutting tasks. All right, here's a comparison with some other folders with around 3-inch blade lengths. We've got from Italy, a Macerin folder, then a Brissa Enzo folder, then the Almar knife, then a Spyderco Delica, and finally a Fantoni hide. And I have reviewed that Fantoni hide. You can check out that review. I'll include a link. And I'll include a link to the Macerin and the Brissa reviews as well. But these days, there's so many options. If you're into EDC folders of around a 3-inch blade length, All right, just showing you a closer look at that Macerin with the Almar knife. Beautiful blades. All right, that Macerin is AUS 8, so it's not as expensive as you might think because it is AUS 8. Pretty cool knife. Okay, let's talk price. I paid about $205 for this Almar knife, but I've seen the price has gone up. The price is around $220 now, and I'll include a link as to where you can buy one if you so choose. But I'm showing it next to the Delica because they both have G10 handle scales, both have VG10 steel, and both are made in Japan with a similar level of workmanship. But that Spyderco was $150, and if it was made today, it would be probably $150 or less. So why is the Almar so expensive? Well, it's just a smaller company. You know, it's not as large a company as Benchmade or Spyderco, so I don't think it's a conspiracy or anything. I just think they have to charge more to stay around. Well, okay, I hope you enjoyed seeing this Almar knife, and check out, that's the Shrike at the top of your screen, the Almar Shrike. And these are just beautiful knives. I'm enjoying rediscovering Almar as a brand after not getting one for a while. I gotta say, they are still in the top of folding production knife quality. Alright, this has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.